The alien queen fell to her knees. My grandchildren, born of a human. Space had a way of humbling even the bravest human hearts, but Aaron felt excitement too. Today, their mission was unusual. A Velari research station, lost for centuries, had suddenly appeared on the navigation logs. "Captain," said Lieutenant Rena, pointing at the screen. "Sensors are picking up energy readings. This station, it's active somehow." Aaron's brow furrowed. The Velari were known for their ancient technology, often far beyond human understanding. Most humans avoided these relics, fearing traps or old defenses. But Aaron was curious. That human trait, curiosity, had saved them more times than luck ever could. "Set a course," Aaron said. "Let's see what secrets this place holds." The horizon glided through the void, silent except for the hum of its engines. When they arrived, the station floated like a silver crown against the black. Its towers shimmered faintly, energy coursing along their edges. No ships approached. It seemed abandoned yet alive. "Docking bay is open," Rena reported. "No signs of defense systems for now." Aaron gave a small nod. "Prepare a team. We go in cautiously. Stay alert." The crew suited up, their human shapes clad in protective armor that gleamed under the station's dim lights. Aaron led them into the bay, the airlock sealing behind them with a soft hiss. The inside was vast, silent, and empty. Yet as they moved deeper, strange devices glowed faintly. Symbols etched on the walls pulsed like a heartbeat. "This technology," whispered Rena. "It's not just Velari, it's something more." Aaron frowned. "Keep moving. Let's find the control center." They reached a large chamber, walls lined with crystal panels. Holographic images flickered into life, showing data streams they could barely comprehend. Then, one display froze, and a picture appeared that made them all pause. It was an image of a human, no, not just one, a small group of humans intertwined with Velari markings. Notes scrolled across the screen. "Hybridization experiments. Subject 3 successful. Human traits amplify Velari telepathy." What does this mean?" gasped Rena. Aaron stared at the screen, mind racing. "It means someone, somewhere, combined human and Velari genes intentionally. These weren't just experiments. They were trying to create something new." A soft chime echoed through the room. The main door slid open, revealing a figure waiting in the shadows. Aaron raised a hand instinctively. "Do not be afraid," said the figure, stepping into the light. She was tall, regal, with skin that shimmered faintly silver. Her eyes glowed with an intelligence that made even humans uncomfortable. "I am Queen Thalira of the Velari, and you have found what was never meant to be found." The crew froze. They had read stories of Velari royalty, tall, powerful, and ancient beings who often lived for centuries, but nothing prepared them for meeting one face to face. Aaron stepped forward cautiously. "Queen Thalira, you mean these experiments, the hybrids?" Thalira's gaze softened just slightly. "Yes, my grandchildren born of a human, you have discovered the truth. You have seen what my people tried to hide for centuries." The crew exchanged stunned glances. Aaron's mind raced. Grandchildren, born of a human. "Why?" Aaron finally asked. "Why would Velari do this?" The queen looked away for a moment as if the weight of centuries pressed down on her. "We sought perfection. We sought to combine the strengths of both our species. The humans, your kind, have something we do not. Creativity, emotion, adaptability. You survive where we might fail, and perhaps you hold the key to our future." Rena whispered. "So, these children, they are stronger than either species alone." Thalira nodded slowly. "Potentially, but the galaxy is not ready to accept them. Some fear what they do not understand. Some would destroy them out of fear." Aaron felt a chill. Humans often feared the unknown too, but the idea that children, innocent children, could be hunted by an entire alien species was terrifying. "We need to know where they are," Aaron said firmly. "We can help protect them." The queen's eyes widened in surprise. "Protect them from whom?" "From those who would harm them," Aaron said. From anyone who thinks power means control. From anyone who fears what they do not understand. Humans know how to survive. We know how to protect the innocent. Thalyra studied him carefully, as if weighing his words against the wisdom of centuries. Then she nodded slowly. Perhaps your kind has something we lack after all: courage, compassion, initiative. Aaron felt a surge of determination. Tell us where they are, we'll take responsibility. The queen hesitated, then lowered her gaze. Very well. They were hidden on a neutral planet far from Velari eyes. I placed them in a colony under human guardians. 3 children, each gifted, each unique. She gestured to a holographic star map. 3 points glowed softly. Lyra, Joran, and Myra. Each must be protected, for their survival may determine the fate of both our worlds. Aaron studied the points. We will find them, and we will not fail. The queen's lips quivered, and for the first time, Aaron saw vulnerability in her alien features. You remind me why I sought this union in the first place, she whispered. My grandchildren, born of a human, may carry the hope of a new future. The crew left the station, minds buzzing with the revelation. Aaron looked at the stars, imagining the children, alone and unaware of the danger surrounding them. Human courage, thought Aaron, would have to shine brighter than any alien fear. Rena broke the silence. Captain, do you think they'll be ready? Aaron tightened their grip on the console. They have no choice, and neither do we. Humans survive because we try, we fight, and we protect. That is our gift, that is our power, and it starts now. As the horizon jumped into warp, leaving the station behind, the galaxy seemed both smaller and larger than ever. Somewhere out there, 3 children slept peacefully, unaware of the destiny that awaited them. And somewhere an ancient queen who had once ruled with absolute authority had fallen to her knees, trembling with fear and hope. The first part of their journey had begun. The horizon slid through the silent void, its engines humming softly. Captain Aaron Vale stared at the holographic star map, focusing on the 3 glowing points the Velari queen had shown them. Lyra, Joran, and Myra, 3 children, hidden on a neutral colony planet, each with abilities that could change the fate of the galaxy. Lieutenant Rena, hovering nearby, frowned. Captain, the Velari aren't exactly forgiving. Some of their people might try to take the children. If we're not careful, this could turn into a war before it even begins. Aaron nodded, their jaw tight. I know. But humans survive in impossible situations. That's what makes us, well, us. We'll protect them, no matter what. The crew worked in tense silence as the horizon jumped from system to system, avoiding known Velari patrols. News of the hybrid children had begun to spread through secret channels. Some Velari factions saw them as dangerous, others as a chance for a stronger future. Aaron knew it was a matter of time before someone tried to take them. Finally, the horizon dropped out of warp above the neutral planet of Kalara 9. It was a small, lush world with green valleys, silver rivers, and cities built around nature. Here, the 3 children lived, unaware of the galaxy's attention. Scanning the planet, Rena said. Life signs match 3, yes, 3 children, but there are humans living near them too, guardians most likely. Aaron smiled faintly. Good, someone's been watching over them. That will make our job easier. They landed near a forested valley, where human-style buildings blended with the natural environment. The children's guardians were surprised to see outsiders, but Aaron quickly explained the situation. Your wards are in danger, Aaron said firmly. We're here to protect them. Trust us. The guardians hesitated but allowed the humans and their small crew into the colony. Aaron and Rena moved carefully, searching for the children. Lyra was the first they found, sitting by a small stream. Her hair was silver like moonlight and her eyes glowed faintly when she touched the water. She hummed softly and the water shimmered around her fingertips. Aaron watched quietly, fascinated. You must be Lyra, Aaron said gently. I'm Captain Aaron. We're here to help you. Lyra blinked, startled, but did not flee. Something in Aaron's voice made her trust him. "Help with what?" she asked softly. "Some people, some Velari, don't want you to be safe," Aaron said. "You're important, and we need to keep you safe." Lyra's eyes widened. "Safe? Why me?" "Because you're special," Aaron said, "and because humans never leave the weak behind." Nearby, Joran climbed a tree, agile and fast. He watched them carefully, his sharp eyes noting every movement. "You don't look like trouble," he said finally, leaping down. "But I don't trust easily," Aaron chuckled. "Good, you should be careful, but we're not here to hurt you. We're here to protect you." Finally, they found Myra sitting in a workshop, tinkering with a small hovering device. She looked up, frowning. "Who are you?" "Protectors," Aaron said. "We came to keep you safe." Myra's eyes narrowed, then softened. She had the sharp intelligence of a human inventor but the focus of a Velari mind. "I think I understand," she said. "You're here to stop people from taking us." "Yes," Aaron said. "Exactly." As they spoke, the ground trembled faintly. Alarms blared in the distance. Outside the colony, shadows moved. Velari agents had found them. They were tall, armored, and moved with the precision of predators. Aaron's crew sprang into action. Defensive positions. "Get the children to safety." Lyra closed her eyes, raising her hands. The air around her shimmered, and a gentle wave of emotion flowed outward. Fear in the Velari agents wavered, and some stepped back, confused by the strange power. Humans had learned to fight with their minds as well as their weapons. Joran darted forward, agile and fast. He leaped across rooftops, knocking weapons from the Velari's hands, outsmarting their attacks. Myra worked quickly, interfacing with the colony's energy shields and turning them against the intruders. Aaron directed their crew, firing non-lethal weapons to disable the Velari agents. "Keep them away from the children. No one gets close." The battle was tense, but human ingenuity and teamwork proved stronger than the Velari's training alone. The agents retreated, confused and frustrated, their arrogance undone by simple human strategy and courage. After the skirmish, Aaron gathered the children. "You see, humans survive because we work together, because we think, because we never give up. That's your power too." Lyra smiled faintly. "We can't help." "Yes," Aaron said, "but you must trust yourself and each other. That is how humans and now hybrids survive." As night fell over Kalara 9, the three children sat with Aaron and the crew. For the first time, they understood the larger universe, a place where danger and wonder existed side by side. Meanwhile, in the distant Velari capital, Queen Thalyra watched the events unfold through ancient sensors. She clenched her hands, feeling a strange mix of fear and pride. Her grandchildren were alive. They were human in ways her rigid society would never understand, yet they carried strengths that could surpass her own species. "Perhaps," she whispered, "they are the hope I never allowed myself to see." The tension between the two worlds was growing. Some Velari demanded the children be brought to the capital for study. Others warned of consequences if they were harmed. Humans, meanwhile, prepared to defend their wards at all costs. The stage was set for a confrontation that could change the galaxy forever. But one thing was clear: the children were not just pawns. They were beings of power, creativity, and courage, the very traits that defined humans, and that would make all the difference in the battles to come. Lyra, Joran, and Myra went to sleep that night under the stars, unaware of the full scale of the universe watching them. Yet deep inside, a spark of human resilience, of hope and determination, burned brightly. They were not ordinary children. They were the future, born of two worlds, and they would have to rise to meet it. Captain Aaron watched over them, thinking of the first words the Velari Queen had said, "My grandchildren born of a human." Words that carried fear, pride, and hope. Aaron smiled faintly. "Then we'll make sure the galaxy knows exactly what humans can do." And with that, the human crew, the hybrid children, and their allies prepared for the trials ahead. Challenges were coming, both from those who feared them and those who sought to control them. but humans had survived against impossible odds before. They would survive again. The galaxy was about to learn a very important lesson. Never underestimate humans, and never underestimate the children born of humans. The neutral space station hovered silently between human and Velari territories, its reflective surface catching the light of distant stars. Inside, the atmosphere buzzed with tension. Captain Aaron Vale and the crew of the Horizon had arrived with Lyra, Joran, and Myra, hoping for a meeting with Queen Thalira herself. The children were nervous. None had ever met a Velari monarch in person, and the stories of their power were legendary. Yet, under Aaron's calm guidance, they walked forward with determination. Humans may have been small and fragile compared to many alien species, but they had something no technology or strength could replace: courage. A massive chamber opened before them, walls lined with glowing crystals. At its center, seated on a throne that seemed carved from living silver, was Queen Thalira. Her eyes glowed softly, watching them approach. For a moment, the centuries of pride and power radiated from her, making even Aaron hesitate. "Welcome," Thalira said, her voice both soft and commanding. "I have observed your journey. Humans, you are persistent, even reckless, and yet I sense truth in your intentions." Aaron stepped forward. "Your Majesty, we did not come to argue. We came to protect the children you call your grandchildren. They are special, yes, but they are children. They deserve a chance to live, to grow, without fear of being hunted or used." The Queen's gaze softened slightly, but there was still caution. "My grandchildren, born of a human, carry power beyond my imagining, and yet power attracts fear. You understand this." Lyra, emboldened by Aaron's calm presence, stepped forward. "We are not here to hurt anyone. We just want to live and learn. We want to help, not fight." Her voice was quiet but carried a strange strength, the human courage that seemed to shine even in alien halls. Queen Thalira studied her, and then Joran. He stood tall, every movement precise, like a predator tempered by human thought. "We can think faster than you expect," Joran said, his eyes challenging her without disrespect. "We can act faster too, but we choose to act with justice, not fear." Myra approached last, her hands brushing against a control panel. "I can understand your machines," she said. "I can fix things, I can help. We don't want war, we just want to live." For the first time, Aaron noticed a flicker of emotion cross the Queen's face, wonder, perhaps even hope. "You speak as humans do, with clarity and courage. You act as humans do, with cleverness and initiative. Perhaps you are the bridge I have long feared and longed for." The Queen rose, her figure towering but not menacing. "Then let us speak plainly. There are factions among my people who would seize the children. Some wish to destroy them, fearing what they cannot control. Others wish to use them to dominate. This station is neutral. Here we can speak without immediate danger, but time is short." Aaron nodded. "We understand, and we are ready to do whatever it takes to protect them." Thalira's eyes turned distant, as if seeing centuries of Velari history at once. "I once believed that strength alone would secure my people's future. I believed control was power. Yet, these children, born of humans, show me something I did not anticipate. Compassion, creativity, courage, traits my people often lack. Perhaps my grandchildren will teach us a better way." A sudden alarm rang through the station. Aaron's head snapped toward the door. "They're here." Outside, Velari radicals had arrived. Sleek, armored figures moved through the corridors, clearly intent on capturing the children. Their eyes burned with hatred, and their weapons glinted with deadly precision. "Humans," one of the attackers hissed. "Step aside. These hybrids belong to the Velari Empire. You cannot protect them." Aaron held up a hand. "We protect the innocent, that's who we are, and humans never back down." Lyra closed her eyes and raised her hands. A wave of energy pulsed through the chamber, subtle but powerful. The Velari attackers faltered, their aggression wavering as her empathy touched their minds. They felt confusion, hesitation, and even a faint curiosity. Humans and hybrids alike had a way of acting that could not be predicted, and it unsettled them. Joran darted forward, agile and precise. He knocked weapons from the attacker's hands and used the environment to his advantage, creating barriers and traps from simple objects. Every movement was calculated, every action deliberate, a human mind at work, combined with Velari reflexes. Myra's hands danced across the station's systems. Energy shields flickered to life, blocking the attacker's paths. Doors slammed shut behind them, redirecting their movements. Machines hummed as if alive, bending to her understanding. The hybrid children were not just powerful, they were resourceful, inventive, and brave. Queen Thalira watched, her expression shifting from fear to awe. So, my grandchildren, these humans, they are stronger than I imagined, not just in power but in spirit. Perhaps this is the way forward. Aaron's crew fought alongside the children, human determination and strategy turning the tide. The Velari radicals, trained and powerful, were surprised by the ingenuity and teamwork displayed by humans and hybrids alike. Every attack they made was countered, every trap they set was turned. At last, the attackers were forced to retreat. Their arrogance had been undone by simple human courage and adaptability, traits the Velari often underestimated. Aaron breathed a sigh of relief. The children were safe, for now. Thalira stepped down from her throne, moving closer to the group. "You have proven yourselves," she said quietly. "Not just your power, but your minds, your hearts. Perhaps I misjudged humans. Perhaps my grandchildren can indeed bring hope to both our worlds." Lyra looked up at the Queen. "We don't want to be weapons. We want to help, to learn, to grow, and we want humans and Velari to live together, not fight." The Queen's eyes softened further. "Then you carry the hope of two species, and I must trust you." Aaron placed a hand gently on Lyra's shoulder. "You don't have to trust me alone. We trust each other. That is what makes humans strong. That is what will make the hybrids strong too." Thalira nodded. For the first time in centuries, she felt a quiet sense of possibility. A new future was unfolding, one she could not control, one that did not rely solely on Velari pride or human defiance, but on the unity of both. Outside the station, the stars stretched endlessly. The galaxy was vast, full of danger and wonder. But for the first time, Aaron, the children, and even the Velari Queen believed that together they could face it. Queen Thalira took a deep breath. "My grandchildren, born of a human, you may indeed change the fate of this galaxy, but the road ahead will not be easy. There are those who fear what you represent, those who will try to stop you." Joran's eyes narrowed. "Then we'll stop them first. Humans survive against impossible odds, and now we're not alone." Myra smiled faintly. "We have each other, that's enough." Lyra reached out, touching Aaron's hand. "And we have you." The Queen watched them, her ancient mind racing with possibilities. The hybrid children were more than the sum of their parts. They were human in spirit, Velari in ability, and something entirely new, a hope neither species could have imagined. Aaron looked around at the group. "The galaxy thinks it can control humans, control hybrids, but humans never give up. We adapt, we fight, and we protect. And now we'll show the Velari and everyone else exactly what we can do." The chamber grew quiet, the tension easing slightly. Outside, the stars continued to shine, indifferent and eternal. But within the walls of the neutral station, a new alliance was forming. One built not on fear, not on domination, but on courage, creativity, and trust. The first step toward a new era had been taken. And the galaxy would soon learn that underestimating humans or their descendants was a mistake no one could afford. The neutral planet of Kalara 9 glowed under the light of twin suns. Its valleys shimmered with rivers and forests, untouched by war. Yet even in this peaceful world, the tension of the galaxy pressed close. Captain Aaron Vale and the crew of the Horizon stood with Lyra, Joran, and Myra. The hybrid children had grown in skill and courage, learning to control their abilities while understanding the responsibility that came with them. Aaron had watched them proud, knowing that humans had a way of shaping strength into something greater: compassion, strategy, and hope. "Captain," Rena said, pointing to the horizon, "Velari ships are appearing. The radicals have given up. They want the children, they're sending a fleet." Aaron's jaw tightened. "Then we show them what humans do best. We survive, and we protect those who cannot protect themselves." Lyra stepped forward, her eyes glowing faintly as she extended her hands. The air shimmered, carrying a gentle wave of emotion. Calm courage and empathy spread outward. The Velari fleet, sensing it through their advanced sensors, faltered. Their aggression wavered, confusion clouding their disciplined minds. "They feel uncertain," Lyra said. "They're not used to emotions like this." Joran grinned. "Good, then we use it." Myra activated the planetary defenses, connecting to the natural energy grids. Shields hummed to life, creating barriers across the valley. Small drones whirred, ready to intercept any attack. The hybrid children were no longer just survivors. They were strategists, inventors, and protectors. From orbit, Queen Thalira watched the events unfold. For centuries, she had ruled with absolute control, believing fear and strength were the keys to survival. Now, seeing humans and her grandchildren work together, she realized how limited her old ways had been. "My grandchildren," she whispered to herself, "born of a human, you are more than I imagined. You carry what my people lacked: courage, heart, and the will to rise above fear." The Velari radicals struck first, sending small assault ships into the valley. Aaron and Rena coordinated the defense, their human ingenuity turning natural terrain into obstacles. Joran darted across the battlefield, disarming attackers and redirecting their weapons. Lyra's empathy caused hesitation in their minds, making them unsure, less coordinated. Myra's technology turned simple energy grids into shields and traps, forcing the attackers to retreat repeatedly. Aaron shouted, "Humans survive because we think, adapt, and fight together. And that's exactly what we're doing now." The battle raged for hours. Despite the Velari's superior training, the human hybrid team's strategy and courage prevailed. Every attack was countered, every tactic anticipated. Slowly, the radicals fell back, frustrated and defeated. Finally, silence returned to the valley. The only sound was the gentle wind and the rushing rivers. The hybrid children stood together, exhausted but victorious. Queen Thalira arrived in person, stepping from her ship onto the planet's surface. She looked at them, at Lyra, Joran, Myra, and knelt, the first time she had ever shown such humility. "My grandchildren, born of a human," she said, her voice trembling, "you have proven yourselves beyond my expectations. You have shown strength, courage, and heart. You are not weapons, you are hope." Lyra stepped forward, her silver hair glowing under the sunlight. "We just wanted to live, to help, to make the galaxy better, not worse." Thalira smiled faintly, rising to her full height. "And that is the lesson my people must learn. Fear blinds, pride isolates, and control weakens. You have shown me that courage and compassion, human traits, can change the fate of worlds." Aaron watched quietly, feeling a swell of pride. Humans had survived countless challenges, often underestimated by those who relied on brute strength or rules. And now, the galaxy would see the same. The determination, creativity, and heart of humanity could shape even the most ancient empires. Lyra, Joran, and Myra turned to Aaron. "What now?" Lyra asked. "Now," Aaron said, "we help the galaxy see what humans can do. We build alliances, protect the innocent, and show that courage and compassion are as powerful as any weapon. We make sure this peace lasts." The hybrid children nodded, understanding the responsibility they carried. They were more than the sum of their human and Velari parts. They were symbols, proof that differences could be strengths when combined. Queen Thalira addressed the gathered humans and Velari. "Today marks a new era. Humans and Velari together will create a future where fear does not dominate, where courage, creativity, and compassion guide our actions. My grandchildren have shown the way. Rena smiled. Looks like the galaxy just got a very strong lesson in human ingenuity. Joran laughed, jumping onto a rock. And we're just getting started. Myra tinkered with her small devices, smiling faintly. The possibilities are endless. Lyra looked at the sky, the twin suns reflecting in her glowing eyes. A new dawn, she whispered, for everyone. Aaron placed a hand on her shoulder. Exactly, and humans will be there to make sure it rises. The Velari radicals had been defeated, their arrogance broken. The remaining factions began to see reason, that perhaps fear was not the answer. Humans, with their creativity, empathy, and courage, had shown that even the strongest, most disciplined species could be challenged by determination and heart. Queen Thalira took one last look at the hybrid children, then at Aaron and the crew. You have reminded me that strength alone is not enough. Humans survive because they try, because they care, and because they act when others hesitate. My grandchildren, you are the future. The galaxy, vast and filled with countless dangers, watched silently. But for the first time, hope had a shape, small, human, and determined. Aaron looked at the stars, thinking of the journeys yet to come. The galaxy thinks humans are fragile. It thinks we're small, insignificant, but we survive, we protect, and we inspire. That's our gift, Lyra smiled. And now we carry it forward. Queen Thalira, kneeling beside them, whispered one final truth. My grandchildren, born of a human, you are the light that will guide us all. And so, on that peaceful planet under twin suns, a new era began. Humans were no longer just explorers, fighters, or survivors. They were leaders, protectors, and a force that could unite species. The hybrid children stood as living proof that courage, creativity, and heart could change the galaxy forever. The stars shone brightly above, endless and eternal. And in their light, humans, small, determined, and unyielding, began their next chapter, ready to show the universe exactly what they could do. The galaxy would never underestimate humans again.